Hi guys, this is a recording for part B for Practical 5A with Claire Bowman. So I have three sections to get through here. Um, and just to confirm, my student number is AIPC 022699, Joseph Fonte. So in terms of counselling notes on what I've written, I've got client name, Claire Bowman. The session number is 4. The goals I've written to utilize the cognitive restructuring technique to address Claire's feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy. Topics discussed and outcome. I've written explanation of cognitive restructuring. We identified Claire's negative thoughts, which were specifically, I can't do anything right, I'm not good enough, I'm a bad mother, and I'm a failure. We then tested them for evidence, accuracy, and value, and then we endeavored to modify and replace these negative thoughts or beliefs with more positive slash realistic ones. And then finally, I asked Claire for feedback on the exercise. In terms of interventions and strategies, I've written identifying key negative beliefs and endeavoring to replace them with positive slash more realistic thoughts, beliefs. And in our next session, I've written checking with Claire's thought record that we agreed that she would keep. In terms of the next questions regarding my selected technique, CBT technique, the question is, what are your reasons for using your selected technique with Claire? And I've written, I thought cognitive restructuring was particularly apt for Claire's situation because A, she was able to identify her core negative thoughts. She had that capacity. And I also knew that she had the intellectual capacity to test them for evidence and accuracy and value. And she also displayed a capacity and willingness to replace them with more positive and realistic thoughts. So she essentially had the capacity to engage with the cognitive restructuring process. And I thought that she would benefit from that. So that's actually the next question. What impact did you expect the technique would have? So I've written, I hope that Claire would be able to restructure her thoughts to be more accurate and realistic, so that she was not cognitively fused to the idea that she was inadequate and self-doubting. And then finally, do you think that there are any limitations to applying cognitive behavioral therapy with Claire? I've written intellectually, not really. I think that she's a great candidate for the process. I've written, though, the only hesitation I had was because due to a busy lifestyle and time constraints, her ability to complete her thought record that might be compromised a little bit, but she seemed like she was really willing and able to do it. So I thought that she'd probably put aside the time. Finally, the third section. So what went well? I've written, we were able to move through the whole cognitive restructuring process with relative ease. We came up with new, more accurate and realistic thoughts to use rather than the old ones. And I felt that Claire seemed to get something out of the whole process and was actually really optimistic to try utilizing these new thoughts rather than the old ones in her day-to-day life. What didn't work, it was really difficult for me to work in a more structured approach. I'm a Gestalt therapist by trade, and yeah, it's a little bit harder for me to kind of go to a more structured approach. But I really enjoyed seeing the benefits of using the structure and seeing that she really got something quite clear out of it. And so I felt like perhaps I had to rely on my notes a little bit more than I would have liked to. What should I have done differently? Yeah, I don't think there was anything particularly that I should have done differently. I felt like it was just for me, it was a matter of getting used to this modality and way of working, which bleeds into the next question. So how will you develop these? And I think it just comes down to a matter of practice. So not having any kind of internal aversion to practicing more structured methods of counselling like CBT. I think that will really open up my ability to kind of be able to do this in a way that's a lot more connected and hopefully with better results. Those are all the questions. Thank you for your time.